Hey man,
Hello?
you can hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Alright.
So are you on the hitbox right now?
Yeah, it's loading.
Okay.
I'm just typing up some questions.
Okay. Can answer that like during the replay or right now or whenever or after.
I figured it like after, probably.
Okay.
Cause like a list or whatever.
It's not a waste. We can go over time. It doesn't matter. Okay. So, what time is it for you on the stream right now? Should be like 36, 37, 38, 39, 40,
Oh.
41, 42, 43?
Yeah, it's 42.
Okay, cool. So how long have you been playing Kate?
Like 2 weeks.
Recently picked up or what?
Yeah, I normally do support, but when I was playing support, I kept losing a lot, so I figured I should switch to like primarily be ADC.
Okay, and then secondary support.
I just do secondary mid, but I've never really. I get like mid like 3 times out of all the games I've played.
Okay.
I've been trying to just kind of grind Caitlyn.
Okay, that's fine. That's good though. Just stick to one champion. If you, at least if you want to be playing the game to gain elo, you just want to spam one champion. Okay. So, I mean, you're doing a good job of harassing, but you have to be a little bit more careful with how you're taking minions, because it's not worth autoing her once if you're just gonna get hit by like 3 or 4 minions from them, because it's gonna come up to being the same trade. And then right there, when you hit level 2, or when she hit level 2 before you, because you spent more time harassing her, she messed up here. She autoed you once, and then you backed up. Like, she messed up because she should have tumbled forward, and she would have easily won the trade if she was playing well. But from you playing Caitlyn, you should have completely avoided this because you have 100 range on top of Vayne. You should be playing a little bit further back. Hold on a second. You should already be like, as soon as you see her walk up, you have to mimic how she plays. So if she's walking up to you, then you kite back a little bit and then you auto her, because you have this extra range that she doesn't. So you should not be taking any damage, especially early on from Vayne, because your range is basically what should win you the lane, at least early on.
Alright.
Okay. So when you see Leona walking up and being aggressive, you have to stay behind the minions. Wait, hold on. Okay. So I mean, Leona doesn't choose a great time to go in, but it's not terrible. Okay, so right here, you see Leona walking up. She doesn't have any stacks on her relic shield or anything like that. So the only thing she could be doing is walking up to go on Vayne, because if she doesn't do anything in this position, she's just wasting like health, because she's gonna get auto attacked. So right in this situation, Vayne's already out of position, and Morg can't do anything to save Vayne right now. So right now you should be walking up and following up with Leona. And you have these 2 minions here to block any bindings. So right now you should be anywhere in this area here, but walking up, because then you can avoid binding from Morg. And then preferably keep walking up this way, so Morg has like a less of a chance to hit you with her binding. Because if you're the more open space you have, the more you can whatever kite back and forth and avoid more Morg's binding. But yeah, the important thing right now is to be walking up for Vayne because she's out of position. But you walk backwards and then you decide to auto attack Morg. She's not gonna do anything. So as soon as you walk back here, now you guys lose the trade.
Alright.
So you gotta watch out for.
I just get really, I get really scared because like when like Morgana or like Thresh or whatever like positions like in the bush or like they move up. So.
Yeah, but you don't be scared of them if you have like most of them. They're probably not even good anyway, so they're gonna miss whatever they do throw at you. But if you're behind minions, like you had in that situation, you had 2 minions and one of them died. You should just stay behind those minions because Morgana can't do anything at all, and Vayne's already out of position. If Leona had Ignite there, it would have been guaranteed kill if you were in position. But if you are in position, and since Leona doesn't have Ignite, she has Exhaust, you would have just gotten Vayne's Flash or heal, or both.
Right.
So, okay, that was good. Taking advantage of everything. Okay. Don't okay, this is like more advanced, but whenever you're attacking a minion, don't just like freeze, stop, and attack the minion. You need to be clicking a lot back and forth, and then as soon as the minion gets low, then you click on the minion and kill it. The reason for that is because you want to keep up your acceleration, so that you can move in case you do need to dodge like a Morg binding or something like that. If you freeze when you auto attack a minion, that just gives the enemy like a extra small window of time to capitalize on you.
Alright.
So just watch out for that. Something you practice. Okay. So as soon as you guys lost minions, okay. So you auto here, this is good. And then right here is perfect. You shouldn't keep going up forward right here, because now you guys don't have any more frontline minions. And if you walk up towards Morgana, Morgana just has a huge open window to capitalize on you right now. Wait, what the heck?
Oh.
You good?
That's what
Text or phone call or what?
It was a call, but I just muted it.
Okay, if you need to pick it up, we can pause. It doesn't matter.
No, that's fine.
Okay, but anyway, so over here, if you walk up anywhere here, this is so much window for Morgana to easily get you, because like all she has to do is either throw her Q like in this direction, or this direction, and she's guaranteed to hit someone. If you walk up this way, this is also bad because that means Vayne's in position to condemn you into the wall, so you don't want to walk up here. So they're right now they're in like a really good position to capitalize on you if you keep the wave here. So either let it shove into you more or push it back out. But definitely don't move forward in this situation. Not ideal for you guys. Okay. You turned around on Vayne. No reason to, just keep walking away. Okay, but now she messes up. Okay, you could have got another auto attack in. Oof. Okay, so some combo problems. Okay. If she tumbles forward, should have kept dragging her in. One thing, if you notice about how like Vayne plays, is she literally right-clicks on you and doesn't keep kiting forward. So let me show you in slow motion. Okay, so watch how she's chasing after you right here, and then she gets into range, and then she keeps canceling her auto. That's because she literally is right-clicking on you instead of right-clicking forward. To go up. Okay, and then right here, you could have had another auto attack, but you canceled it, and then you decided to Q instead.
Oh.
Okay, so if you had auto attacked, she should be dead right now, right after Leona goes back in. Okay, but she gets it instead of you, because you canceled your auto. I mean, it's good you guys got the kill, but you could have gotten it, which would have been better. Okay, and then right now, good. Let the lane keep pushing into you so that Vayne loses minions, because you don't have enough for a BF sword on your back, so there's no reason for you to back right now. Just keep it frozen here. This will put like Vayne even more behind. Okay. Yeah. So here, don't only last hit minions. Don't hit any other minions. And now you're like shoving it. So this is not good. It's not terrible, but I mean, Vayne is gonna lose less minions if you start shoving it in that situation. So you just want to keep letting it push into you so that their minions kill your minions, and before Vayne gets back, she loses more experience. Okay. One thing when you're trading with Vayne, so like I said, you have to keep your range in check. Watch where Leona is, and then watch where you are. So, because Leona's not in position, you can't really go too aggressive here. You have your passive, which is fine, but don't walk up past here. Because as soon as you walk out, Morgana has room to use her binding here. And if you walk up past here, these minions will also start targeting you if you auto attack Vayne. So then you start losing. All she has to do in that situation after you auto her is tumble forward, and she'll win for a little bit because Leona's back here. So one auto attack only. Okay, and good. You don't go past it. But then you overcommit a little bit right there. So you get the auto, and then as soon as you use your passive, there's no reason for you to go back in right here. Again, Leona's out of position. She can't really do anything. She's not really out of position because Morgana already has her spell shield, so Leona can't go in right now. So as soon as you use your passive, back up. You're not going to win any trade against Vayne, especially since Leona's back here, so you have to watch out for that. So play around your passive is the most important thing when you're playing Kate. Oof. Eating the bindings. Okay, this is good. Okay, nice. Okay, you're doing the same thing Vayne is. So let me show you again. Don't right-click on the champion. Only right-click on the champion if you're in range. Because you're going to cancel your auto too often. Okay. So you keep walking back. Okay, you saw that right there? You froze. Because you right-clicked on Vayne, and she was right at the edge of your range, and then she walked out. So as you started using your auto, and then it canceled your auto attack animation, and then made you walk forward again. So refrain from right-clicking on people when they're at the edge of your range. You can check your range if you really want by showing the range indicator, the auto attack range indicator, when you're pressing A move. If you just want to memorize your auto attack range in that sense, but when she's at the edge of your range, you start walking up to her a little bit to start follow her, and then auto attack, finish your auto attack animation, then right click forward, and then right click on her. Because you don't. As soon as you start canceling your auto attack animation, you're losing time, which is not good. Just something to keep track of, but.
Alright.
It didn't change the fight too much in your situation here, but for Vayne, she keeps doing it and it screws her up. And it's better to keep track of it than not, because it might be one situation in the future where it actually makes a difference. So.
Alright. Is that like always? Is always superior to do that way?
Yeah, because you don't want to cancel your autos. I'm not saying you have to A move, but I'm saying like, you have to memorize what your auto attack range is and make sure you right click forward and then auto attack, because if you auto attack when she's at the, like, what do you call it, like edge of the circle for your auto attack range, then as soon as she walks out, she has the potential to cancel your auto attack, and that makes you, you know, cancel your auto, and then you just sit in place for like 0.5 seconds, which is wasting time. It's not good. Gotta be as efficient with everything as possible, because the more positive things you do, the more positive impact you have on the game, and that's what you want as your end goal. Okay, so this is good. It's pushing towards you again, and you have your BF sword, so Vayne really can't do anything. Oof. Okay. You should. I mean, with Morgana, you just have to watch where she is and mimic her positioning. So, if I go back to where you got the binding, okay, wait a little bit more. Okay, she starts moving forward here. Where'd Pink go? Okay. So as soon as like Morgana walks up this way, she's either warding or just wants to get into this range for using her binding. So if she walks here, then she's in this range, and now you have this minion as an advantage. So superior positioning in this case would be moving down and then playing around this minion here. Vayne's already low health, so you can harass her, and then you can punish Morgana for going upwards this way. You just have to switch your positioning and react appropriately to this. So walking up this way and then auto attacking Vayne here, and then she has to lose this minion in this case because Morgana's out of position and she can't really help. Oof! But you're walking the wrong direction. So I mean, it's a lot of back and forth positioning here. And it's just something you have to notice and then practice with. Because it's not something you'll learn instantly, but as long as you're aware of it, you'll get better with it.
Alright.
Oof. Okay. Okay, that's good. Nice. So now shove and then go back, right? Okay, you missed 2 minions. 3 minions, no!
Yeah, that's not good.
You should have gone back and gone for your pickaxe right now. No reason for you to stay here. And if you're gonna use your Q, use it to kill the minions. Unless Morgana steps on a trap and you're out of range. Auto attack and Q is optimal. And the reason I said to go back earlier as soon as the first wave hit the tower was because you would have it already resetting and then pushing to you, because Vayne would start auto attacking the wave and it would start pushing to you. But she clears it again and starts pushing to you. Okay. What is this? Unnecessary flash. Okay. Okay. In this situation, you're just gonna lose minions bot, but just go mid because they're grouping, so this is fine. Wow. Okay. Dang, the more bindings keep
Yeah.
hitting you. Okay. Okay. So right here, you turn around for no reason. You could have kept walking forward and attacking Ziggs. Even if you got hit by a Morg Binding, nothing was going to happen to you because they have 2 dead people on their team and Ziggs is out of mana. Okay, but Morgana Binding hits you again. The good thing about walking forward in that case is... One second. Okay, so if you would have kept walking forward here, it'll force people to go into weird directions. So Ziggs would have had enough time to keep walking forward and then gotten auto attacked like one more time, which means you most likely could have killed him with your ult if you had one auto and maybe like a net and a auto attack and then using your ult. But Morgana would be forced to go this way or use her spell shield, because as soon as you'd be here, you'd trap and then try to cut her off. Obviously, you need to be like here to trap here, but Morgana would risk getting caught by trap here, and then you should still be auto attacking Ziggs in this situation. So force more out of them and try to punish them more. Okay. Okay, but Morgana's forced to go around eventually anyway. Okay. So after that, just, rotate bottom. Your wave's pushing. So you should be going back right after this. Or go mid. Take tower. Going for the pink. Okay. Right now, you should have just rotated mid. Your wave is already still like pushed up here. It would take another like 30 seconds for it to start shoving back to you. So if you had gone mid and then like used your ult at least on Ziggs, it would have been pretty much guaranteed kill for Annie if she had followed up with it. Oh, but then she dies. Okay. Okay, nice. So, I mean, this game looks like you had a really good start, but then somehow snowballed in the opposite direction.
Yeah, I don't really know what happened. Like, I guess I wasn't paying attention to everyone else, and like, by the time I noticed, it was really
late. Yeah. So, I mean, one of the situations was your, like, what do we call it? A minute ago. Your bot was pushing, and then you could have gone mid for Ziggs, and then Annie would still be alive right now, and you guys would be pushing the tower. So I mean that was one thing. A missed rotation. Okay, well. Okay, so this means you're shoving bot again. And then you go for Infinity Edge. No Infinity Edge? What? What? Why didn't you... You had 2k.
Oh, I wasn't sure about that. I was gonna ask you about that. I read some guide or something that said you shouldn't finish IE or something like that. You should get whatever, and then before you finish it. I don't know if that's correct or not.
With Caitlyn, your priority is your passive, getting your passive, and then abusing your range. So you want to make sure that you're critting as much as possible, and whenever you crit, you do as much damage as possible, because you're kind of pokey / bursty in a sense. You use your passive or like an auto attack, and then you get out. You don't really have time to immediately start spamming a bunch of autos, especially not against Morgana, who has spell shield, and Leona can't really lock down anybody. You just want to make sure you can get the most DPS as possible in the shortest amount of time. And with Caitlyn, I think it's better if you just try to make sure you get as much out of like crits and your passive as possible, which means you're only going to be like auto attacking once or twice, compared to like going Phantom Dancer first or something, or Phantom Dancer right after BF Sword. Then yeah, you can get in a few more autos, but only if you can stick to them. So against another champion that if they didn't have Morgana, I think it would be viable to do it. But in the situation where they have too much peel like that, you're not going to get as much DPS out of going attack speed items.
Alright.
Because if you watch the entire lane right now, you get 1 or 2 autos on Vayne every time like a new wave comes or something like that. And if those autos with a crit and then the extra damage from IE, should be a lot less health right now. Okay, so right now, your wave's pushing, rotate mid. And he's already pushing, and Ziggs is dead. So this is like perfect time for you guys to take tower. Oof. Okay, and then this is, I guess, where they turn around. Plane 2 pushed up, and then the more binding. Right. When the wave is about to, whatever, like end, don't walk up this way. I mean, this was just a huge mistake. Which, whatever, it's pretty obvious. But anyway. So, focus on rotations and minions. It's like, playing as Morgana, it's so minion dependent, depending on when your minions are and how much of your minions there are. Because otherwise, if you don't have any minions to block binding, you can't really be aggressive or push too forward. Okay. And Leona just went the wrong way here, you can't really do much. Oh, you turned around, you could have autoed her one more time. Okay. Okay, so auto, you could have autoed here. She's not gonna do anything. Yeah, you walked in a strange path. So,
I thought she might condemn me into the tower or something.
Yeah, but like you'd have to be here and she'd have to be here for that to happen. Also, you went this way, and then you literally made a 90-degree turn and went this way. If you knew Vayne was here, then it's fine for you to just walk this way. So the hypotenuse, shortest distance. You could have walked this way before she had enough time to get over here to condemn you. Because that was one of the dangerous places where she could condemn you to. So you missed an auto. And then she turns around. And then auto. So you could have killed her right there if you didn't turn around. All you have to do is use your passive because you had it. Oof. So it's like a lot of hesitation. Which I can understand. But it's just about like practicing and seeing how much you can actually do. So it's just you're making the mistake of not trying to make a mistake. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I played really scared.
Yeah. So if you play too scared, you're not really gonna improve because you're not gonna know how much you're gonna be able to take anyway. If you play like more aggressive, you're gonna be like, okay, I realized from this situation, whatever, I died here and here because of this. Now I know how much I can take, and then I can play more safely, but appropriately aggressively in certain situations. That way, like, it'll help you improve. If you don't try anything, then you won't know when's a good time to do X, Y, Z or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's definitely something to watch out for. Okay. So the rotation mid was fine, but Ziggs has a lot of wave clear. So he uses ult to clear it, which is fine. It was good on them because that means Vayne had enough time to go bottom and take the tower. So that means here, yeah, you go for the tower and take it because Vayne just backed. Trade towers, hopefully. You can still shove the wave here. You have to kind of keep track of where, like, what timings there are for them to go back and buy and come back to lane, especially on certain boots. I think Vayne waited a little bit there. So she went back. She waited like 10 seconds and then went down. Okay. So she's like 25 seconds on tier 2 boots. Man, let me just check that again. Okay, Vayne back. And then she starts walking 54. And then she gets to lane at 18-ish. So that's like 24 seconds. And she already has Berserker Greaves. So what I'm trying to say is you could have at least attacked the rest of the minions, or at least the front 3 melees, and then gone back. Just for extra greed purposes. And then rotated mid, because you didn't need to buy anything. No reason to go back. So you're gonna go Runins this game?
Yeah.
Okay. If the net had, I mean, I would have just recommended not using the net there. I would only use the net if you have your ult up and they're about to get low enough, but you need your passive to get them low enough to ult, or if you're just cutting away from them. Because even if you had used your net towards her, you would have done more damage than if you had landed your net in that situation. Okay, but then this is fine. You guys get the ult. Okay, nice setter step there. Getting out of the way of Vi's vault breaker. But you're missing a lot of damage. So right here where you did see Leona coming, I mean, I'm not sure if you did see her coming, but you guys have the advantage here. So if you had stayed closer to Annie and started auto-attacking Vayne earlier, you'd be in a better situation. Preferably the way you should have played this should have been, so, okay. Vayne's coming in right now. It should have been closer to Annie, but not against the wall. So you should have been playing here, like this direction, because Vayne coming out of here needs to be somewhere in this range to be able to condemn this way downwards. So you have plenty of room here to keep auto attacking her. And then as soon as you see Vi coming up, and Vayne is still like here, or moving up here, and then you would be here, you're still auto-attacking here, and as soon as you see Vi, you walk towards this wall, you net downwards, and then you play from here. Okay?
Alright.
And before you walk to this wall, if Vayne is still like here, you have to make sure she just uses her tumble. Because the only way you can get punished right here, especially if Vi is here, is if Vayne is here and then tumbles this way and then condemns you. Which should be hard for her in the first place because then he has stun up. So you should just play towards the wall and then doing more damage here. Because you got an auto off. Then you walk back, and now Vayne's not taking any damage, and Vi's not taking any damage. So to maximize your DPS, play Caitlyn near the walls, near the short walls where you can net over. Because if you had netted downwards, you would have still been able to attack Vayne and Vi the entire time, and maybe kill another one of them. I mean, that can be hard to see or too scary to play around, especially against Vayne, who has condemn. But you just have to play it like smart. So knowing when she can condemn you and when she can't. You have to basically abuse your range, because your range is ridiculous as Caitlyn. Okay. So yeah, don't walk into minions. Minions do a lot of damage. Never fight into minions unless you're maybe ridiculously fed. But it's not. You took too much. Wait, what the heck just happened to the replay? Okay, I think it's fine now. Oops. I guess I messed up. Okay. Okay, good. You turned around. Also, at this point in the game, you definitely want to get your blue trinket up because you don't know where Malphite is. If you're ever pushing up with your team, you need to make sure you have this area warded, especially if Malphite or Vi is MIA, or this area right here. Because this is like two places where they can instantly change an entire team fight around if your entire team is like here or here. So watch out for those places, and blue trinket comes in really useful for this, especially since you're not really too mobile as Caitlyn. You want to be in a superior position all the time. And the way you're positioning in the first place is based on where their team is. Don't net the dragon. Oh shit. Okay. That's not good. Okay. So you go for the dragon. Alright. As soon as you see Ziggs using his spells, and if you hadn't used your net, you could have killed him in this situation because he has nothing up for like 4 seconds. His bomb is on 2.4 seconds, and then W is 16 seconds, and his trap field is 10 seconds. So the only thing you can do is Q you twice and ult you for you to die. But in that time, it's enough for you to already kill him, especially since he used his first Q on Dragon. So he was way out of position. Just gotta... I guess the more situations you play in, the more you're gonna realize where you can get kills and where you can't, or like the short timing windows you have. So it's about playing around those most of the time. Oh, this is so greedy. I mean, their entire team is top. What? What?
Yeah. That wasn't very good. That was at the point where I just started panicking and like I didn't know what to do and I didn't know where to go and I didn't know how to stop us from losing because I felt like we were losing.
Okay. So right now you're afraid of Ziggs. That's why you're running.
Yeah.
You're trying to kill yourself.
Yeah.
You can kill Ziggs right now, though. That's the thing. So I mean, if you hadn't taken the tower aggro. Yeah. Oh shit.
I was just freaking out.
That's so close to. You could almost
Yeah.
got next to you. But I mean, yeah, I shouldn't have done that in the first place. Caitlyn in general is really strong because of her traps, right? So you walk up, you see that Ziggs is coming, right? All you have to do in this situation is just drop like a trap here and a trap here, and he can't come in. You have free damage on tower. And if you want to be even like more sure, you can trap further in. But you had no reason to be afraid here, since they only sent the Ziggs back, and then you could just keep kiting around here. And if he goes in, then you basically kill him because you outrange him. Alright. And all you have to walk... If you had walked to the side here, you'd have been okay. If you really wanted to execute, but that should have been... That should not have been your plan of action. Yeah. Don't be afraid. Okay, even if you die, at least you know how much you could have killed them by, or if you had messed up in your entire combo in the first place. Since you're just playing the afraid style, you wouldn't even know how much damage you do right now, against sticks with your current items. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. And then here, yeah, you're already. I don't think you guys had vision, right? Okay, your team's there. Ziggs just died. So you know they're coming. You do have vision on Malphite. So it means Malphite can ult up to here. Right now. So that means if you walk up further than this way, you're dead. So immediately right now you should turn around because you'd be okay. But you keep walking forward. No. Yeah. Caitlyn is really about staying into that, like, I want to call her really edgy because she plays in that range where it's between 550 and 650, and that's where you have the 100 range on top of your opponent. So you want to consistently stay in that range and abuse it as much as you can. And also, like, abusing your terrain positioning with traps. So always making it harder for their team to get to you. That's the important part. So, I mean, in lane, your lane phase is not bad. But as you progress further into the game, like, you get more and more scared, which is not good. And then your rotations are okay too. It's just positioning and you're not doing enough DPS in fights. That's the main issue right now. So if you're playing ADC, you really have to maximize that. Otherwise, you get put too far behind. The ward here over the wall wouldn't do anything because you know they're already going back because they were low, right? So you should at least put it in a brush or something, or look for objectives that are going to come up, like playing around Baron and then warding there. But now you know their team's going to be really aggressive, so you should be warding defensively. Well, you wait for your inhib to come back up. Okay, nice. How'd you even get hit by that? You saw it coming. Oof. I can feel the tilt. Is that what's going on? Tilted?
Yeah, it's really just like really downhill from there.
Mm.
It's not good.
Okay. Yeah. So if it is tilt, which I think it might be, it's just try to control it. Don't emotionally invest. That's one of the biggest tips. Because like if you ever get mad or whatever, impatient in this game, that's 100% tilt right there. Or like what do you call it? Scared of everything. Then you just stop being relevant. Okay. Oof. Okay, and then in this situation, you need to be cutting backwards. You're in range for Morgan Ziggs to hit you. So, as soon as you see Vi go in... Okay, 1 second. So, Malphite ults out. Okay, this is the perfect time for you to use traps again. Okay. So in this situation, trap under here, because she's about to like use ult or anything like that. So auto, trap, under Nasus, and then trap here, and then keep autoing Vi, and then walk back, and then trap like here, and auto Vi again. And then ultimately trap like here or here after you auto attack Vi one more time. Reason being is now if Ziggs walks up, he has to go around traps, or if you properly place them, he'll go like step on a trap. So that means you're forcing the Ziggs and Morgana to go up, which is going to be beneficial for Graves because he's in position to do damage right now. And then as you're trapping the entire time, you keep walking backwards and you walk up this way. to maximize your damage and maximize your distance between these two guys until you can kill Vine. You see what I mean with manipulating your environment with traps? Because in this situation, if you trap here and you trap first under Nasus, you keep Vi here. That's enough for Graves to come down and start autoing. And then trap here and here so that Ziggs and Morgana can't walk up to you, and that they're forced to walk up into Graves. And then your team maximizes damage in that situation. Oh god. But the binding. And you have to kite. You have to kite. Oh god. Yeah. You can't just sit there. Frozen. Not good. Unless you're Kog'Maw, then go ahead. And then you can just sit there. Use your 5.0 attack speed. Dog wants to play League too.
Yeah, she gets pretty loud. I just got like a puppy, so they play a lot.
Ooh, sounds fun.
Yeah.
Does she hang out in your room all the time or something?
The puppy does sometimes. One of the games I was playing, I think it was last night, she wanted out and she kept whining and she was really distracting. I think I lost.
She tilted
Like,
you.
I don't blame her, but she was one of the factors that didn't help.
One of the negative factors. Dang, unlucky. Are you the only one taking care of the puppy, or why?
No, my mom helps me sometimes, but like a lot of
Okay.
times I just watch him.
I see.
Yeah.
But it's okay. As long as you focus on the other factors that are not helping you in your game, maybe the puppy will tilt you less, right?
Yeah. A lot of times I like remove all the animals from my room before I play because I try to focus.
Yeah, that's a good idea to do that. Okay. Yeah, it's not fun when they have Malphite in your ADC. Hurts.
Yeah, he's been in like 3 of my games today, and I don't know how to deal with that.
Okay, so I mean, one of the problems is the lack of DPS when you're playing. So, you managed to get away here. You're walking downwards. There's no reason to walk downwards, because now you don't have DPS. You have Annie, Grave is still there, and Leona's already walking up. So in this situation, you should just walk this way. Reason being is if you walk this way, you can keep kiting back and forth in this area, and it would be still in range to start auto-attacking Malphite. So you not doing damage in this situation, like, it's not good. So that's already like 5 seconds of missing damage. Still no damage being dealt right now. Okay, now you start doing damage on Malphite. And then you just net away. And then no damage again. So I mean Malphite, he already has Thornmail, so it's hard to focus him in the first place. But with Morgana and V there, you should be able to attack them. Malphite's already like almost out of mana, so you can't do much to you besides him auto attacking the inhib. All you need to do for Malphite though is just trap in a line so that he can't really get to you. So to redo this entire situation, you walk this way, trap here, here, and then here. Because that means they have to walk through this trap first, and then another trap before they can get you here. So you're kiting in this area. So either side to side, or a little bit forward, and then a little bit backwards. Something at an angle though. So you have 3 traps here. The trap here that you put is completely useless, so you wasted a trap there. And then if you were properly kiting here and then your team responded nicely, you could have put an additional like 2 traps there. And then Vayne and Morgana would be in a shittier situation.
I think I thought he had his ult for some reason.
Oh no, yeah. You have to keep track of stuff like that. I mean,
yeah.
Even if you had ult, Oh yeah, you'd be dead, but... I was gonna say, because once you waste his mana, then you're completely okay. But not properly denying their team from coming into your base screws you over right there. Because I don't know, with Caitlyn, if you can properly like set up your traps in a nice position, you can always force their team to turn around or completely like disengage. Uh, just because your traps are so useful at snaring people and just completely cutting off certain paths on the map, and that's like one of the best parts of Caitlyn, in my opinion. I think that's one of the funnest parts in general. I'm probably just saying that because I played Terran in StarCraft. Oh my god, it's hello fed now.
Yeah, I didn't see that one coming. 1300 damage.
Make sure you tell Leona to not get Sunfire and get Locket instead, because that would have helped your team a lot in the situation since they have 3 APs. So just like request it or something. I don't usually recommend typing in ranked, but you can be like, hey Leona, can you please get Locket? Or can you get Locket, whatever. If you say please, I feel like that's even worse. Because somehow they take it as you being toxic or something.
I usually, I type, I think Locket would be good here, and then like a bunch of question marks.
Yeah, right? And then...
frowny face. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anything that's not aggressive.
Anything you say will somehow be assumed to be aggressive somehow.
Yeah.
That's how solo queue is. But I guess like keep it short and simple. Get Locket or something. Maybe they won't be mad. I don't know. Who knows? Okay. AFK? Question mark?
I had to put my head on my desk and be sad.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I was mildly traumatized.
Mildly traumatized. Okay.
I get really down on myself. I'm really frustrated because I can't see what I'm doing wrong and I can't adjust properly. Okay.
So I mean, it's not like you played really badly. It's just you played nicely at the beginning, but then you didn't do enough damage later on in the game, so you didn't end up killing a lot of people in team fights, or you didn't end up killing as many as you could, because you're missing out on all the damage. Okay. Oh, and I'm assuming game's lost right here.
Yeah.
So you're dead. Okay. So then you said you had questions? Or...
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I didn't finish typing them. I was gonna type them on it, but I guess I could just verbally ask them. A lot of them, like, you kind of went over already, but...
Okay.
Some of them...
So which ones didn't I go over? Did you write down the answer? Well, actually, I have the entire thing up on YouTube, so if you...
Yeah, I saw you do that, so I figured I could just
look at
watch it.
Yeah.
One of them was, let's see, when is it okay to buy a pickaxe over BF? Just generic questions like that, and that was one of them. And like, when is it alright to go double Dorans, or should I just wait?
So double Dorans, if you're somehow get like first blood really early and you can shove it, then you can secure 100% your lane that way. So I mean, this is like you get first blood within like 4 or 5 minutes, and you don't have enough for a pickaxe. Like you come up with like 500 gold or something like that. Go ahead, buy Durant. That's fine. That means you'll like have super easy laning phase against anybody. If they have like an AP support who is prone to harassing you, you're gonna waste their mana because you have lifesteal. If you have somebody who engages, that means you have extra health, so they probably can't kill you or have less chance of killing you. And if they have utility, then you don't want to buy Duran's Blade. You just want to stay in lane in that case. Utility like Janet or something, because in that case, they're never going to engage on you, so you don't need a Duran's Blade. You can keep harassing them just by a level difference in that case, and then just wait for a BF sword. I would only get pickaxe if the lane ends up being like a sustain lane, like they have uh like a sustain lane, but you guys go back early. So it's like a really specific situation where you have like 900 gold or something, and you can't afford to whatever stay, but they will outlast you in lane. In that situation, either vamp scepter or pickaxe is fine. But if you get pickaxe, make sure you have like 1 or 2 biscuits. Because in that case, you just want to play defensively, especially if they have a sustain lane, but you still want to have damage in case your jungler comes. You don't want to come back with nothing in that situation.
What's like a sustain lane?
So if they have like Nami plus Lucian or something, or if they have Kindred, uh,
Oh, okay.
or okay, if they have Soraka, then you, depending on how all the lanes are going right now, you might want to go Vamp Scepter, just because if you feel like the lane phase is gonna go drag on to like 10 minutes plus or something like that, and that's fine to get Vamp Scepter so you can match Soraka's sustain. But typically in like 90 to 95% of situations, BF Sword first on Caitlyn, and secondly the pickaxe, and then finish Infinity Edge.
Okay. And when to push, when to freeze, and when to play under like tower.
Okay.
Because earlier I noticed you said it was good that I was freezing there or whatever.
Yeah.
But like I don't think I was doing that like knowingly or whatever. I just think I was afraid that the way Morgana was standing, so I didn't want to push up. But
Okay.
I guess that was the right thing.
Yeah, it was the right thing. So if Vayne just backed and it's whatever, it's early in the game, whatever, it's still lane phase, you want it to push towards you, because that means by the time Vayne gets back, she already lost another wave of minions, which means she lost XP and she lost gold. So that means you're putting Vayne more and more behind. So that's good. That's the situation you wanted to push to you. If you like freeze on your side / push to you, because you should be freezing it so it's like right before your tower or whatever. When you're pushing it because you want objectives or something, or your team is about to come bottom and then you guys 3-man or 4-man dive them because their team isn't there. Or you push it so you can switch mid or switch to dragon for objectives. Reasons like that. And then, so, I mean, one of the situations where if you guys push and go for dragon, I want to remind you to trap here. This is super good to trap, because that means they're stuck, at least for a little bit, even if they rush in. And then the other places to trap would be like here and here, because that means you're forcing them to either walk this way if they come from that brush, or walk this way, which would be even more dangerous. Because, I mean, your team will be here, so if they come here, you can pick somebody off here, or if they come here, they're out of position, and their team can't respond quickly enough. So this is like one of the prime locations to start trapping early on as Caitlyn in these areas if you're fighting for dragon, because you want to just abuse your terrain as much as possible so that you force their team into positions they don't want to be in, or you force them to not come in at all.
Okay.
So I mean, yeah. So for what do you call it? Freezing and pushing, that should be simple enough. Pushing for objectives and then freezing if they back or something, or just try to deny them, because Caitlyn in general is super strong because of her range. So if it's pushing towards you, not only do you have an advantage because your jungler can come, but you have an advantage because you're not mobile and you have range. So you can typically out-harass them in that situation if you play it right.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah. Let's see. It never got, like, it wasn't
Clear?
never got really to the point in that game, but when should an ADC be looking to get red buff?
Second, third. Well, depending on your jungler, if he lets you get second red buff, but usually, especially after second red buff, you want to be taking the rest of them. You should be getting them all the time as Caitlyn because you have range. And I would recommend it even more if you went Fire Cannon second, because then you're guaranteed to slow them and you're guaranteed to auto attack pretty much anybody and harass them and do a lot of damage that way. Um, yeah, so almost all the time I would say. Also with Runins, I wouldn't get Runins if I would get Runins only if you have a lot of people who come up to you and they don't really have what do you call it? Like snares or like so against Vi, I wouldn't recommend it because she's gonna ult you and you're not gonna be able to do anything. So you want to be abusing your range in the entire time when you're playing against Vi or Malphite because 850 range you can keep cutting back and forth and it'll be harder for them to easily capitalize on you by ulting you or something like that. With Runins, like against Hecarim would be good. Um, Hecarim, Diana. I mean, they have gap closers, but they don't snare you.
Oh, okay.
And typically, when you have like Jax, whatever Hecarim, they're diving the backline, and then they're trying to consistently like get on you, and probably with more than one person, depending on how fed they are. So it's useful in that situation. But I would also get like a Phantom Dancer on top of that for extra kiting, or Shiv if your team doesn't have enough wave clear. That's also a good option. So definitely certain situations you want to watch out for which attack speed item you want to optimize with. But I wouldn't opt for Runin in most situations with Caitlyn. Definitely Fire Cannon and Shiv and Phantom Dancer are better.
Okay.
With Vayne, I would say like Runin's is okay because you're gonna be going into their team, and usually you're in range to attack more than two people at once, so that's good there. But I mean, I would only get Runin's as like second item on top of Phantom Dancer. Okay.
How to play against like Blitz, Thresh, Morgana when they position like they're really like behind our minions.
Mm-hmm.
So like when she was in that brush and like she just kept pushing forward and forward.
So I mean it's the same. Where was it? That's coming up. So it's basically you having the position behind minions the entire time. Okay. So it's this situation where Morgana's walking up, you have vision of her, so you shouldn't be afraid right now at all. This is a situation where all you had to do was stay behind these minions here, and you're good, because she's walking up this way anyway. And Vayne is here out of position, and Leona sees this, so she walks up and tries to capitalize on it. And then in the same situation, you should just be walking up the same way, and then stopping here, waiting for Morgana to see where she's gonna, how she's gonna react to it, and if she reacts badly, then she's good over. But she's not in range to spell shield Vayne in this situation. So if you walk up here and then you stay right behind the minions while Leona goes in and snares Vayne, you're good, and you should be able to kill her right now, or at least with her summoners. So she tumbles away. Which if since she tumbled there without you being there, what do you call it? She situationally responded to it differently than if you would have been there. If you would have been there, she would have just tumbled further away and tried to get away. But you should still be damaging Vayne in the situation. So in general, don't be afraid of Thresh, Morgana, Blitzcrank, anybody like that. You just have to watch out to make sure you stand behind minions. And on top of that, you have to watch out where they are. So if it's like Blitz or Nautilus and they're playing, let's see, they'll probably want to play against the wall or like here, at least with a Vayne Blitz or a Vayne Nautilus lane, because they want to pull you here so that Vayne capitalizes on a condemn, or pull you here so that Vayne capitalizes on a condemn. So you just have to watch out for where they are and play around minions. It's all about basically mirroring how they play.
Alright.
Any other questions?
Again, this one I don't think really applied to this game, but when to go for Herald and who should get it.
Top laner should get it. Go for Herald if you just rotated mid and bot lane is pushing to them. Usually bot lane. I mean, like you have to have at least a minute of extra time to be able to do Herald. If you're mid, you guys just took mid tower or whatever, or you just got kills mid, and you can't push the tower, then yeah, go ahead, take Herald and have top lane take it, and keep shoving top. Or the mid laner can take it if you guys can capitalize on it and keep shoving mid. Like you guys are about to have a big wave, or you see somebody bot lane and they're solo pushing bot, your entire team can go take Herald and start shoving mid, because now you guys have the potential of having a team fight mid 5v4 and winning that, or just getting the tower and trading 1-1 with bot. And then on top of that, having potential second tower, or rotating top and getting another tower, if you see like someone on their team staying bot the entire time.
Right.
Yeah, so definitely that situation. Probably don't want to. Yeah, you just have to watch out how lanes are pushing pretty much,
Okay.
and how big the waves are. Because if there's a huge wave going bottom and you guys were just mid, you don't want to go for Herald. Maybe your team can go for Herald, but you have to go back bottom if there's a huge wave, because there's no reason to miss that much CS.
Okay. So sometimes like when it gets really late game, I don't really know what to get for like 5th or 6th items, like
So
for like ADCs and whatnot.
So you have Infinity Edge, first attack speed item, QSS, Bloodthirster, Dominix, and you have Boots. So that's good. Yeah. So depending on if they have so if they have like 2-3 tanks, then you can go opt for the Blade of the Ruined King instead of Bloodthirster, especially if you have enough utility and appeal instead of a Bloodthirster. And then you can also get a second attack speed item instead of Bloodthirster if you feel like you're ahead and you feel like you can survive team fights well enough without the lifesteal. You will have lifesteal from QSS, but definitely like if you do need the extra lifesteal, QSS probably won't make up for it. So typically, your late game build will generally be Infinity Edge, Fire Cannon, Phantom Dancer, or Runins, and then QSS and Dominix.
Right.
But usually Dominix is like good enough versus tanks. Anything else?
This one's just like this one doesn't really apply to me at all, but I was curious about it and I haven't really found like a good answer. What's a lane swap and why does it happen? Like I always see it in like LCS and stuff, but I never really understand why.
Okay, they do lane swaps because first of all, it depends on vision. They have to make sure no one has any vision, and then it's easier for certain lanes, solo lanes, to clear than it is for other lanes. So if you have a top laner that can't clear well, and then they lane switch with you, and they can shove really well, then that means they'll take the top tower before you guys take the top tower, because maybe they have for whatever reason like I would say a Nivea top, but even it'll take a long time for her to get level 6 and start wave clearing well. But if you guys have any good top lane that's good at clearing waves, like Vlad or something, and he can sustain too, that means that if they like lane swap and they lane swap into a Vlad or something, that means you guys are gonna have their top laner in your lane, and that means you'll be able to wave clear hopefully faster than than what they can do top. depending on like the champion that they play. Most often, it's just like the meta to trade towers. Usually, somebody will get a tower 1 minute or 2 minutes before because of the champion specific thing. X champion will wave clear better than X champion on your team, referring to top laners. But it usually like advances the game equally, and there's no reason like no one ever rushes for first dragon at all like anymore, because it doesn't really do anything for you. The extra percent AP and AD isn't really worth it, not until like in the middle of the game, and Rift Herald on top of that is already really strong. So if you have 2 top, it's pretty useful. But most people don't do it. At least not in like solo queue, only in professional games because people are properly coordinated.
Alright. I was just curious about that.
Yeah.
That's pretty much all my questions.
Okay. It's then the Dino queue, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And I'll stop the recording here and I'll post that on YouTube later, and then the Dino queue later.